solving equations with polynomials. So let's get back into our solving of equations, and you're going to start to see equations that have polynomial expressions in them. So let's take a look at this one. We're going to do 2 together. I have 2 and then a minus 3 in parentheses equals 3, and then my negative 2a plus 6 in parentheses. Order of operations, let's get rid of the parentheses first. So I end up with 2a minus 6 equals negative 6a plus 18. And from here, I'm going to get my variables on one side and my constants on the other. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. I get 2a equals negative 6a plus 24. I want to get rid of this constant here. I want to get rid of this negative 6a. So I'm going to add 6a to both sides. I get 8a equals 24. Divide both sides by 8. And we end up with a equals 3. So most of the skills we're using here are basic solving equation steps where you should be pretty comfortable with by now. All right, let's try another one that has a few more pieces to it. 5 times 2x squared minus 1 minus 10x squared minus 6, and that is equal to the opposite, or negative, x plus 2 in parentheses. Again, let's deal with the parentheses, get rid of those first. So I end up with 10x squared minus 5. Notice this minus in the front here, that's like a negative 1 in the front, so I'm going to multiply everything in parentheses by negative 1. So that becomes negative 10x squared. A negative times a negative gives me positive 6. And I distribute this negative over here. Again, that's like a negative 1 in front. That gives me a negative x minus 2. Over here on the left, I've got kind of a mess, so I'm going to combine like terms. I have 10x squared and a minus 10x squared, so that makes that term vanish. I don't have any x squareds. Negative 5 plus 6 gives me a positive 1. Here, I don't have anything to do on the right-hand side. Now I'm going to get my constants on the same side by adding 2. So I end up with 3 equals the opposite of x. Don't forget that that's the opposite of x there. I don't want that to be the opposite of x. I want it to be x, so I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 1. So I have x equals negative 3. So same steps here. Notice that we turn into an equation that we've been able to solve, and we just use our solving equation steps.